Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So this is a continuation on from my analysis of Meghan Markle's latest speech for the Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit, where she was interviewed by an Ellen McGirt. And like I said, there's a lot of hypocrisy in it. Meghan Markle is in full defensive mode. She's definitely looking a lot more stressed out, to say the least. She hasn't been able to leave her disrespect of the UK in her wake and dust it off like she would swat a fly away from her dinner table at her £11 million mansion in Montecito. So this is an article by The Sun, which is a part of the Associated Press that Meghan Markle is currently suing, and she's not really suing them because she's not getting very far. She basically said in this speech that she has been misunderstood, her words have been misconstrued, and she has been victimized. But we know that from the history of watching Meghan Markle, she's always played the victim. This is what she does. She puts on the doe-eyed Bambi eyes and she says, "No one's understanding me. I'm a victim. It's wrong." Meghan Markle miscalculated a few things about what it is to be British and what it is to disrespect a nation. And I think this falls in line with any nation. If you go to China and you disrespect the Chinese nation, you're going to receive some backlash. If you go to India, you're going to receive some backlash. If you go to Iceland, you're going to receive some backlash. If you go to Finland, you're going to receive some backlash. Because wherever you go in the world, people are pretty much quite nationalistic about their heritage and what it is to be German or Finnish. So she underestimated that. She underestimated the way in which what she had done in the UK really hurt people and really upset people, including myself. She thought that she could say these things about us, leave us in this negative light, that we are bigoted and racist and awful and uncaring, and go to America and we'd stop talking. We're never going to stop talking. That's a fact. Harry underestimates the power and the impact that his family has globally and what they represent globally. Yeah, the royal family is associated with a lot of negative connotations, but it is also a symbol of national pride. A lot of people feel very protective about the firm. It means something to them because it's intrinsically interwoven in our belief system, into the fabric of what it is to be a British person, whether you be an ethnic minority or whether you be directly an English person. I find it quite laughable, really, that she's even using these online spaces herself, you know, because it seems as though she has this idea that only she can say what she wants to say online and give people instructions online, but people can't express their own personal thoughts and feelings and opinions about her or any other celebrity. The Kardashians take a lot of flack online, but you don't see them constantly complaining about it. They're not liked by quite a few people, but they get on with the job and they understand that that's part and parcel of what it is to be a reality star. Meghan Markle has turned herself into somewhat a reality TV show in the 3D living flesh. And that's how she is therefore being treated, and I believe will continue to be treated along with her husband Harry, because she gave people drama and it's like a dog with a bone. People are not going to easily let go of all the things that she previously done, and we are all watching to see where this is going to end up. She told us that Britain wasn't good enough for her, the royal firm wasn't good enough for her family's not been good enough for her. According to sources, Trevor Engelson wasn't good enough for her. So we want to see what exactly is good enough for you, Meghan. Who is good enough for you? Is Harry going to be good enough for you next year? So I'm going to get into the article, and it's titled Mega Break, Meghan Markle hits out at trolls and says she enjoyed amazing LA lockdown with Harry in talk at £10,000 a head event. Meghan, 39, spoke at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit by video link saying the current pandemic was forcing people to go through a reset. She said, "For me, it's been amazing to spend time with my husband and watch our little son Archie grow up. That's where our attention has been. In addition to, of course, how we can be a part of the change of energy that so many people are craving right now, and whatever we can do to help in that capacity." She also said bots and trolls were changing the way people interacted with each other, both online and in person. The Duchess of Sussex, who has come under fire over her use of private jets while promoting environmental causes in the past, hits out at critics during the talk and said, "Nothing I say is controversial." And that's the thing, this is the bit that she's missing. It's not what she says, it's what she does. Meghan, it's not what you are saying per se, it's what you do. But then I have to correct myself in saying that, because sometimes what she says is extremely controversial. Because when she went to Africa and said that no one asked if I'm okay, royal life is so hard, blah, blah, blah. You're moaning in Africa, one of the poorest hemispheres across the globe. You're moaning about your own personal issues in Africa. And like I said, as a woman of colour, as a black woman myself, I was extremely embarrassed for her and highly offended that she was doing that. You said that these women are your sisters, these women who look like me and many other black women, and yet you stood there and, in light of all their problems, talked about your own. Even though you are an extremely privileged person of colour, you've gone to one of the highest echelons in society, and yet you are complaining. You're not doing these alleged sisters of yours any favours by doing that. She made us all look bad. It was so embarrassing. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with the article. She told the audience, "If you look back at anything I've said, it's really interesting because what ends up being inflammatory, it seems, is people's interpretations of it. But if you listen to what I actually say, it's not controversial. And actually, some of it is just reactive. And some of it is just reactive to things that haven't happened, which in some ways I think you have to have a sense of humour about it. Even though there is quite a lot of gravity and there can be a lot of danger in misinterpretation of something that was never there to begin with." So what she's definitely addressing is the way in which the media ran the story the other day about her doing a reality show with Netflix on the Netflix platform. And she's basically saying that she found it quite humorous and funny. And I guess if people are writing about you, it can at points be funny. But this is the line and level of celebrity that you've been put into. You've been put into this kind of cheap, tacky reality celebrity, attention-seeking, narcissistic, etc., etc., a Kardashian type celebrity bracket. And once the media puts you into that corner, it's very hard to get out of it. And what she doesn't realise, Meghan and Harry, what they don't realise is that no one takes her seriously. It's beyond disbelief that she's not taken seriously. She started out being a royal. She started out being someone who was breaking the mould, being controversial, by marrying a prince, marrying into the higher echelons of white aristocracy. And now she's turned into cheap fish and chip paper for the British media, pretty much. And she just can't get her head around that her behaviour has caused this. So anything she says or doesn't say is always going to be interpreted in that way. And it's difficult to get out of that box. So I'm going to continue here. Meghan also advised that those watching to focus on living a purpose-driven life, adding, "Don't listen to the noise." And I think as she's giving these speeches, she's pretty much talking for herself, because in my camp, it's extremely quiet. You know, I go to bed at night, people aren't bitching about me online, people aren't, and obviously I've had a lot of trolls who have been blocked during the course of this channel. I've had a lot of hate, but it's not keeping me up at night. But the average person does not have a lot of noise that they have to deal with, online noise, and we know that her noise word is a metaphor for online criticism and trolls and comments that people leave on the Sun and the Daily Mail and the Telegraph and the Mirror every single day. And it's literally every single day, and in online communities like Twitter, and then we have YouTube. she is saying, you know, she's having a purpose-driven life. So it carries on to say here, the ex-Suits star spoke at the summit in a 15-minute slot with journalist Ellen McGirt. The exclusive online-only conference cost £10,000 to attend, so she got a pretty healthy, hefty sum. Meghan spoke about the Sussex's non-profit organisation Archwell, which she said aims to ensure that we are helping foster healthy, positive communities online and off. Okay. Carries on to say, she said, to see how you are propagating hate, whether passively or actively, to see how you are clicking on things that are contributing to an industry that is really toxic for so many of us, especially as parents. And when you know something is wrong, reporting it, talking about it, ensuring that the facts are getting out there, I think that is one clear tangible thing that everyone could be doing, she said. The Duchess also commented on the response to her public support for the Black Lives Matter movement and her calls for people to vote. Meghan and Harry spent lockdown in a rented LA mansion before moving to their new £11 million home in Santa Barbara. Meghan today lost a court battle to block claims she allegedly cooperated with the author of Finding Freedom. The Duchess is accused, and she tried to deny that, didn't she? She tried to say that she had absolutely nothing to do with the creation of Finding Freedom, that it had absolutely nothing to do with her. I'm not sure if I can insert a clip of what she said exactly, but what I will possibly do is put it at the end of this video. So I will be back with another video, guys, and here we have it. We have the Meg C talking about being authentic, talking about justice, talking about people being fair. And it's really the worst part for this speech, which I'm going to actually quote, is the quote that she took from George O'Keefe. And so she said, it's by George O'Keefe, and it's, I've already settled it for myself, so the flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite free. So what she's basically said in this is that she doesn't care whether people like the job that she's done, which we know that she does care, because she would talk about her praise, and she seemed quite flattered when the lady praised her on everything that she had achieved thus far. She said that she doesn't care about criticism. As long as she's fine with it herself, she's not going to change. I'm never going to change. And you know these people who say that they're never going to change, they swiftly change their tune when it all goes horribly wrong for them. So we're not buying it, Meghan. We do not feel sorry for you. We are not enamored by you. And we just find it quite boring, really, that you are still trying to play the victim. It seems as though no matter how much money she makes, how much money she gets, how much wealth she accumulates, how big the house is, she's miserable. And there's definitely a dark void for the Meg C. I would think that the fairy tale goes somewhat like, you bag a prince, you have a baby, and they live happily ever after. Does not seem to be the case for Meghan. It seems as though happiness is an impossibility. I'll be back with another video, guys, and yeah, I may insert the clip. Bye.